I don't usually fall for TikTok trends. Most of them are stupid dances, lip syncs, or some weird recipe no one actually eats. But this one felt different. It was called #MirrorTag. The rules were simple: set your phone up in front of a mirror, start recording, turn the lights off, and clap 3 times. That's it. No candles, no chanting, nothing spooky. Just 3 claps in the dark. The trend blew up overnight. My For You page was filled with clips of people laughing nervously, then clapping, and the algorithm doing its thing. TikTok's smart effects supposedly picked up hidden shapes in the mirror. At first, it looked like harmless glitches, blurry shadows, distorted reflections. Everyone called it AI hallucinations. But then, the figures got clearer. Some videos showed tall silhouettes in the corners. Others showed faces behind the person, grinning just a little too wide. And sometimes the reflection didn't move with the person at all. People freaked out in the comments, but that only made it spread faster. Tens of thousands of clips. Millions of views. The hashtag hit the front page within days. And then the first disappearance happened. A girl from Chicago, at Lexi_Bell_12, posted her mirror tag late at night. In the video, her reflection lingered after she'd stepped away, smiling long after she turned off the camera. The next morning, her account uploaded another clip. Same mirror. Same room. But Lexi wasn't moving. She was just standing there, grinning, eyes too wide, hands twitching like a puppet. Her friends posted all over Twitter and Instagram, saying she never came home. A missing person report went up the same week. But her TikTok kept posting new videos. Always the mirror. Always the smile. Most people thought it was marketing. Some creepy ARG. I wanted to believe that too. But when I finally tried the challenge myself, I learned the truth. I told myself it was just an effect. Some TikTok developer messing with the filter to keep the trend alive. Still, I couldn't stop thinking about Lexi. Her face. That frozen smile. The way her account kept posting even after she was gone. Curiosity got the better of me. One night, around 1:30 a.m., I propped my phone against a coffee mug in front of the bathroom mirror. My apartment was dead silent. The kind of silence where even the hum of the fridge feels too loud. I hit record. The light switch clicked, and the room plunged into black. My own breathing echoed back at me, shallow, uneven. I raised my hands, felt the air heavy around me, and clapped. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. For a second, I laughed. The relief was almost disappointing. Maybe I wanted something to happen, just to prove the hype wasn't fake. I reached for the light switch. And froze. From the corner of the room, I heard it. A second set of claps. 3. Slow. Hollow. My heart skipped so hard I thought I might faint. I flicked the lights back on. Empty. Just me, pale and wide-eyed in the mirror. I grabbed my phone, stopped the recording, and nearly deleted it on the spot. But curiosity, it's poison. I tapped play. At first, it was the same, me clapping in the dark, fumbling like an idiot. Then, right after the third clap, the camera picked up something I hadn't seen. My reflection didn't stop. It kept clapping. 3 more times. Slowly. Deliberately. And when it finished, its hands didn't fall back to its sides. They stayed raised, palms pressed against the glass. Like it was trying to push through. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat on my bed, phone clutched in my hand, staring at the paused frame of my reflection pressing its palms against the glass. By morning, I convinced myself it was some kind of glitch. Compression artifact, maybe. I told myself that a dozen times. Over and over. But when I finally opened TikTok again, my stomach dropped. The video had uploaded. I hadn't hit post. I swear I hadn't. But there it was on my profile, with the caption. Hashtag mirror tag hashtag 3 claps. And it was blowing up. Within hours, the views shot past 50,000. Comments piled in. WTF, look at 023 flushed face. The reflection claps again, bro, and no OOPE. You win, this one's the creepiest yet. I tried to delete it. My finger hovered over the trash icon, but the screen froze. The app wouldn't respond. Then, for half a second, the thumbnail changed. It wasn't me anymore. It was a frame I hadn't filmed. A wide shot of my bedroom, dark, with a figure standing in the corner. Just barely visible. When I blinked, it was gone. Back to the normal thumbnail. But the video kept spreading. Stitch after stitch, duet after duet. People were making reaction clips, pointing out details I didn't even see myself. One comment chilled me the most. Check the mirror at the very end. That isn't you smiling. I rewatched the last 2 seconds of the clip, frame by frame. And there it was. My reflection. Its lips pulling back into a grin I didn't remember making. After that, I stopped opening TikTok. I couldn't look at it without feeling sick. My own face, smiling when I didn't, was burned into my head. But the app didn't stop. 3 days later, I woke up to dozens of notifications. People were tagging me in comments, demanding me reaction videos. Confused, I opened the app. There was a new upload. Posted from my account. It wasn't me recording in the bathroom this time. It was me sitting at my desk, scrolling on my phone, the glow of the screen on my face. The angle was wrong, like the camera was set up in the corner of the room. But I never placed it there. The caption read, "He's still playing." Hashtag mirror tag. The video had already hit 200,000 views. Comments flooded in. This one feels too real. Who filmed this? Bro, your reflection moves before you do eyes. I locked my phone and threw it across the room. But that didn't stop the buzzing. Notifications kept pouring in. Later that night, I forced myself to open TikTok again. Another upload. This time, it showed me sleeping. The camera was at the foot of my bed. The caption was different. Once you're tagged, you can't hide. My throat went dry. I checked my bedroom corner, the closet, under the bed. Nothing. Just shadows. But when I looked back at the video, my reflection in the mirror behind the bed was wide awake, smiling directly into the camera. I didn't leave my apartment for 2 days. I taped over every mirror, turned my phone face down, and tried to convince myself it was just a glitch, a hack, something I could fix if I reset everything. But TikTok wouldn't let me go. Even without opening the app, push notifications kept popping up. Your video is going viral. You've been tagged. New followers. On the third night, exhaustion won. I opened the app just to clear the notifications. And that's when I saw them. My For You page wasn't random anymore. Every video looked like part of the same feed, different people in different rooms, all recording hashtag mirror tag. Their faces lit by the glow of their phones. Their reflections clapping when they didn't. Their smiles stretching too wide. I scrolled faster, heart pounding. Some of the faces looked familiar. Too familiar. Lexi. Her video was pinned at the top. Except it wasn't the same one I'd seen before. This one showed her in a dim room, sitting cross-legged on the floor, grinning straight at the camera. Her head tilted slowly to the side, like a broken doll. The caption was wrong, too. Not hers. It read, "Preserved." Hashtag mirror tag. The comments weren't concern anymore. They were celebrations. Another one completed raising hands. She's perfect now. When's the next drop? I wanted to throw up. I scrolled again. More faces. More smiles. A boy I recognized from my high school. A cashier from the store down the street. People I hadn't seen in days. And then I froze. Because the last video was me. Not the clips I'd seen before. This was new. Filmed in my living room. I was sitting on the couch, staring blankly at the screen. But I wasn't filming. The caption read, "He's almost ready." I deleted the app. Factory reset my phone. Even borrowed an old flip phone from a drawer, thinking maybe, just maybe, I could cut myself off. But the videos didn't stop. The next morning, I woke up to messages from friends. "Bro, what's with the new content? Your mirror challenge is fire. Dude, that last one was creepy as hell, how'd you edit that?" My stomach dropped. I borrowed my roommate's phone, logged into TikTok with shaking hands. My account was still there, more active than ever. New uploads every hour. All of them tagged #mirrortag. And every single one showed me. Not live streams. Not old clips. New footage. Me walking around my apartment. Me eating breakfast. Me sleeping. All filmed from angles that shouldn't exist. In one, I was brushing my teeth. But in the reflection of the bathroom mirror, I wasn't brushing. I was standing still, smiling at the camera. The captions had changed too. They weren't just hashtags anymore. They were messages. Almost. Closer. He's next. The comments section was full of strangers cheering like it was all part of a game. This series slaps smiling face with horns. Best ARG on the app. Dropped the finale already. But it wasn't a game. I knew it wasn't. Because when I clicked on one of the newest uploads, my blood froze. The video wasn't filmed in my apartment. It was filmed in my parents' house. Their living room. Their old mirror by the fireplace. And in the reflection, my mom was smiling. Too wide. I drove the 2 hours to my parents' place without sleeping, without stopping. My hands gripped the wheel so tight that my knuckles ached, but I barely noticed. The whole ride I kept replaying that video in my head, my mom's face in the mirror, smiling a smile I knew she couldn't make. When I finally pulled into the driveway, the house looked normal. Porch light glowing, curtains drawn. But the air felt wrong, like the silence was pressing down on me. I rang the bell. No answer. I tried the handle. Unlocked. Inside, the house was dark except for the faint glow from the living room. My chest tightened as I stepped closer. The TV was on, muted, showing nothing but a looping screensaver. And then I saw it. The mirror. The same tall, antique mirror that had been in my family for decades. My mom always said it was too heavy to move. Now it stood across from the TV, reflecting the empty couch. Except it wasn't empty. In the glass, both my parents sat side by side. Smiling. Their reflections grinned wide and unblinking, while the couch itself stayed bare. "Mom?" My voice cracked. "Dad?" The reflections leaned forward, lips parting like they wanted to speak. But the sound didn't come from them. It came from the TV, faint and distorted, like a voice buried in static. "Join the challenge." I stumbled back, my pulse hammering in my ears. The phone in my pocket buzzed. Against every instinct, I pulled it out. A new TikTok notification lit the screen. "You've been tagged, #mirrortag." And below it, a thumbnail for a fresh upload. My parents' living room. Me standing at the doorway. Phone in hand. My hand shook as I tapped the notification. The TikTok app opened on its own, autoplaying the new video. It wasn't a clip. It was a live stream. The camera angle was impossible, right over my shoulder, showing me staring at my phone, standing in my parents' living room. The chat was alive, words flying so fast I could barely read them. "He's here eyes. Bro finally showed up IRL. This is the finale." My throat went dry. I spun around, looking for a camera, a phone, anything. Nothing. Just the mirror, the couch, the glow of the TV. But the comments kept coming. He's looking around face with tears of joy. Check the mirror again. Wait until he notices. I turned back to the glass. This time the reflections were gone. No parents. No couch. Just me, standing alone in the middle of the room. But the reflection wasn't in sync. It lifted its hand before I did. Tilted its head before mine. Smiled just a little too wide. The chat exploded. Yes, it started. Bro's reflection is lagging. Don't blink, flushed face. I stumbled backward, my heel catching on the rug. The live stream angle shifted instantly. Now it was a wide shot, showing the whole room, like the house itself had cameras built into the walls. And then a new pinned comment appeared at the top of the chat. Not from a random user. From the channel itself. At Mirror Tag Official, 30 seconds. My phone buzzed in my hand. A timer started counting down on the screen. And in the mirror, my reflection stopped moving completely, its smile frozen. Eyes locked on me. The numbers bled red across my phone screen. 22. 21. 20. The chat was going insane. Thousands of viewers spamming emojis, screaming in all caps. Stay still. Look at the mirror. Don't turn around. I wanted to scream at them, beg for answers, but my throat was locked tight. 17. 16. 15. The live stream angle shifted again, cutting from wide shots to close-ups, like a director switching cameras. One frame showed the sweat dripping down my temple. Another zoomed tight on my trembling hands. And then, my reflection. It was still grinning. But now, tiny cracks were forming at the corners of its mouth, like the glass itself was splitting. A faint scraping sound filled the room, nails dragging across a surface I couldn't see. 12. 11. 10. The comments slowed. Not spam anymore. Just one line, repeated over and over from thousands of accounts. Don't blink. 9. 8. 7. My chest seized. I couldn't breathe. My reflection tilted its head back, jaw unhinging wider than it should have. 5. 4. The TV flickered. For a heartbeat, I didn't see myself on the stream anymore. I saw millions of faces, other people standing in their own rooms, staring at their own mirrors, all streaming live at the same time. Every single one of them smiling too wide, waiting. 2. The reflection pressed its palms against the inside of the glass. My phone vibrated so violently I almost dropped it. 1. The lights cut out. The chat exploded with one final word, plastered across the screen in white text. Welcome. When the lights flickered back on, I wasn't in my apartment anymore. I was sitting at the old dining room table in my parents' house. Morning light streamed through the curtains. Coffee steamed in my mom's favorite mug. My dad sat across from me, flipping through the newspaper like he always used to. Rough night, my mom asked gently, her voice warm, familiar. I blinked at her, my mouth dry. How am I here? She smiled. Where else would you be? It felt real. The smell of toast. The creak of the floorboards. The sound of the neighbor's lawnmower outside. For the first time in weeks, the static in my head was gone. Maybe I'd imagined it all. The channel, the live stream, the reflections, it was just stress. Sleep deprivation. My mind playing tricks. I wanted so badly to believe that. Then my dad lowered the paper. His eyes met mine. My mom's hand slid across the table to squeeze mine. And they both smiled. Too wide. The corners of their mouths stretched unnaturally, skin pulling until it looked ready to split. My mom's teeth glistened too perfectly. My dad's lips didn't move in sync with his words when he spoke. We're so glad you joined, they said together. Voices overlapping in perfect, mechanical unison. I pulled back, my chair screeching across the floor. Everything inside me sank, they weren't my parents anymore.